So, hello, welcome back to my channel. For once, I am actually serving a fit. I'm kind of going for, like, detective, but, like, detective who works for an art museum when they have, like, art crimes and stuff. So today, I'm trying to figure out, like, what my whole thing for this channel is going to be, and I was like, a huge part of my life and everything is art. So I was like, I got into art school. I only applied to 2 art schools because I was pretty sure I was gonna get into my top choice. So anyways, I know a lot of people do portfolio walkthroughs after they get into schools, and so I hope that my portfolio walkthrough can help, because I think one thing I see a lot of people do is they're like,
my portfolio got accepted to this school and this school and this school and this school.
It's like, that's great, but also, like, all schools have different qualifications for their portfolios and everything. So I think it's a good thing to understand that, like, what may be good for one school is not great for another. Like, for me, the school that really was, like, loving me was School of the Art Institute of Chicago, and that was my top school. And when I was looking to apply to schools, I was like, oh, well, I must apply to RISD because it's such a great school. But the thing is, with RISD, they weren't really a fan of, like, what I was going for in my own practice. And I was not really vibing with them, and I didn't really like the sort of impersonal feeling I was getting from them. And I know it makes me pretentious to be like,
I'm too good for RISD.
But it's not that I'm too good for them. It's that every school has different types of students that they're looking for, and what's a good fit for some isn't a good fit for others. So if you're someone like me and School of the Art Institute is the right fit for you, I hope that this video will help you out with what to put in your portfolio, or if you're not sure about what you should put in your portfolio, then I hope that this will help you, and that hopefully looking at your own pieces you can discern what kind of school is going to be a great fit for you. Let's get into it. So starting off, I'm not going to show this whole film because it's really long. Also, keep in mind we're directly in my slide room, so pictures might be a little bit small. Actually, wait, I think I can make it full size, but we'll do that in a second. So as you can see for this, it was just like an animation of a figure walking around a room, or walking around multiple rooms in a house. And this piece is called Unknown Unwanted, and I actually made this at a SAIC summer program. And there's a lot of things I would redo about this piece at where I am at now in my practice, but basically the whole idea of this was that I was going to move into this house that this, like, racist woman had been in, and, me being, like, black and, like, LGBT and all these things that she didn't really, like, support, I was like, this feels kind of weird living here. And so I wanted to explore that, and so I took these pictures of her house when we were touring it because we were considering moving, and I was like, the idea of this black figure walking around, and they loved that because, like, this piece, not only was it, like, interesting, and a lot of people don't put animation in their portfolio, it was also like, oh, this has a strong meaning behind it, it really appealed to them. I also put this piece first in my portfolio by recommendation of one of their, like, scholarship experts who, like, works on giving you, like, the most money possible. She was like, put this piece first because a lot of people don't submit animation, and this will really catch the attention of the board. And so keep that in mind. If you have a piece like this that's, like, animation or something, like, put that first because it'll totally catch their attention, and they'll be like, they've been looking at portfolios for hours, and suddenly they see this and they're like, whoa, that's crazy, that's so unique, and it's like, there's your leg in. Okay, moving on to the next one. So this one's a painting I did in art class. I think this is the only piece I submitted that I actually did in the art class at my school, but this one's called A Domestic Man, and you can see it's sort of playing with the ideas of the previous piece, which is why I put them next to each other. And so you have this black figure sitting in this very, like, domestic room. I used actual wallpaper for the background, and there's, like, this red window, and it's like this looming threat over him. And so again, a piece with a strong message behind it. Also the fact that I used multimedia, and I'm showing that I can explore a concept from multiple angles, being animation, digital, and traditional, like, mixed media, which they love. This is also a very large piece, which I feel like shows breadth. So next we have, I actually am not a huge fan of this piece anymore, but I guess it was important to show the progression I've had as an artist, and I was recommended to put it in. So basically I just did, like, I looked up a reference image, and I sort of just was working with colors and everything, and this was like the first time that I was really working on texture and colors, and as you can see, there's like quite a bit of texture in here, which I used overlays and textured brushes to create. I think that I've gotten a lot better at this, but this definitely shows like an early stage of me experimenting with my digital art. Next, very similar idea, a piece of work about a picnic. And so for this was, I consider this a lot better than the previous piece, and I think it sort of shows the, progression that I had. And yet again, we've got like a sort of romantic theme going on, which is a theme throughout my work, because my work's a lot about masculinity and LGBT issues and everything. And so this was a great example of that, and it really was part of pulling my older pieces, like the luncheon photo study, into my newer pieces, which we'll be going into. This one's called Fall of Man with Evening. I love fancy titles. Titles, actually, I feel like I'm so rambly right now. Titles are very important to your work, and they really will ask you questions about your titles when you're doing portfolio reviews and stuff. They really want to know why you titled works, and they want to know that you have meaning behind your titles. So I know I had one called like Luncheon Photo Study. All my portfolios used to look like that. It would be like this photo study, this photo study. They don't really want to see that. They want to see that you're thinking about titles and that there's intention behind your work. So this was what I considered a strong piece, and again, pulling in that texture. So yeah, they really liked this piece. I liked it too. This is Breaking the Barrier, and something funny about this is actually fan art for a movie I like. Like is a strong word. A movie that emotionally destroyed me, called Mikey and Nikki. Basically, they really want to see continuity in your portfolio as well, so integrating collage elements, if you like, because my portfolio is predominantly collage, was helping give like flow and like they could read my portfolio clearly. So we're moving into more collage, and this one's called On the Road Again. Again, it's based off of something I wrote. I do a lot of stuff based off of writing, movies, media, songs, all that kind of stuff, because that's like what calls to me, and they really want to see what calls to you. So like, don't feel pressured to like make stuff for your portfolio. Like, just show them what you love to do, because honestly, all the pieces I ended up submitting were pieces that I just did out of like passion and love, and it wasn't like, oh, I have to sit down and I have to draw something for my portfolio. It's like, they don't want to see that because they're going to smell it from a mile away. They want to see your authentic self. Urban degradation. So this is actually Taxi Driver fan art, I'm embarrassed to admit. This picture up here in the corner, that's from Taxi Driver. So, but they love it, you know? It's not like, if you put fan art in your portfolio, be tasteful about it. Don't submit like your tracing of an anime screenshot or something. But if you have tasteful fan art that pushes the media that it's inspired by, they love to see it. So this is a self-portrait, and it doesn't look like a self-portrait. This is when we're moving into total collage version of me. You can see like it's a culmination of like everything that is a theme in my art. And that's why I titled it self-portrait, because it's like, these are the things I think about, this is how I feel. And so I'm really just like opening my heart and putting it on a platter for the school. They love to see who you are. Don't be afraid to show them. Another collage. This one, I feel like every other piece, I'm like, this was inspired by a movie. But yeah, this is fan art as well, or fan work, I guess. This is inspired by a fanfic I wrote about Reservoir Dogs. But again, you know, they love to see it. And it has themes that are original to me and not to Quentin Tarantulino. So this piece is, again, inspired by a movie. So you can see we have David Byrne from Talking Heads and his movie True Stories. This is pretty different as far as colors and tone from my other work, but it still ties back in with those themes of America. So it shows like range, but also consistency, which is good. Alone Together. So for pretty much everybody I talked to at SAIC, they thought this was my strongest piece, which I was not expecting, because again, this is fan art. And so yeah, they really love this. They were like, this feels so strong, this has so many themes. We've got like David Bowie in the corner, we've got Mean Streets, we've got all this like crazy stuff. It even has swearing in it, which like sounds so stupid to say now, because I'm like, they don't care. But I was like, what? They want something with swearing? It blew my mind. And so This piece actually was inspired. I was also thinking about like the AIDS crisis and everything and what gay men were going through at that time and like the whole LGBT community. And so it makes me deeply sad to think about, and it's a very personal issue. So I took this article in the back. This is actually found, and this is an article about the AIDS crisis. So this is the last piece, actually, called Love in Modern Rome. Yet again, you will not believe it. It's inspired by Mean Streets. Crazy, right? Like, you would never expect it from me. And again, as the first one's supposed to be a showstopper, the last one should be... It doesn't necessarily need to be a showstopper, but it definitely needs to be something that will stick with them, because while they're writing up about you, like, they're going to have this piece open, your last piece in your portfolio, and they're going to keep looking at it to think about you. So you definitely want it to be, like, you want it to be distinctive, you know? Like, you want to stick in their minds, and you want them to look at your piece and be like, yeah, this is a great artist, and you want it to be representative of everything. So, anyways, that's my whole portfolio. As you can see, it's 14 items, which some might consider short. Unlike Cal Arts, you do not have to fill out an entire sketchbook. So I would definitely recommend applying to SAIC if you're wanting to go into like more experimental or like, you know, like fine art and not like the animation industry. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you decide if you want to apply to SAIC, or I just hope it was fun to watch someone go through their art for however long this has been and ramble about it. So please hit like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, you know, whatever, share with your friends. So yeah, see you guys later. Thanks for watching.